Hey, how is everybody doing? This is the RCSubGuy with the NautilusDryDocks.com, and I am like 3.5 minutes late getting signed in here for everyone, and I apologize. I was on the Dive Tribe live gathering where we have a live video chat between everyone. We had like over, I think, 13 or 14 people in there today. We were talking about RC sub stuff, and I'm going to be talking about that with you guys here for the next hour. So thank you very much for joining me. This is the first time I'm doing it from my laptop with a webcam. So hopefully the video is a little bit higher quality for everyone. Not sure how the audio is doing for you, but you know, we'll hopefully 17 people, David says. There you go. It wasn't 12 or 13, it was 17. If you are not a Dive Tribe member, I highly recommend it. We've got a crew of exceptionally talented RC submariners who typically gather there and shoot the breeze, talking about RC submarines, things they've heard in the hobby, things they're working on, challenges that they've had. People who are just getting into the hobby have the opportunity to pick the brains of all of these respective individuals, get answers to their questions. I would say, you know, realistically speaking, you will probably absorb more information in that 1 hour than you would over a month of individual research on the internet. So I highly recommend it. If you're interested, head over to my website. Right in the menu, I think at the top, it's join the Dive Tribe. Grab it. It's a 1-year membership. It keeps you going. So I would love to see you there. We have a great time. So before I forget, because I am prone to do that, we've got cool things going on in September. For those of you who may not know or who may need a reminder, Subfest 2020, sponsored by yours truly and the NautilusDryDocks.com, along with the help of many other talented and dedicated individuals, will be hosting Subfest 2020 in Cohutta, Georgia, September 18th to 20th, 2020. Basically, this is a fun run, and we're going to be running submarines for 3 days, a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we are going to be having live panel discussions. We have contests going on, including Skipper's Choice, navigation competitions, conning competitions, a good old-fashioned RC submarine drag race. We're going to have massive prizes. And on that topic, raffle prizes, we've got a host that are only available to attendees there, but we've actually got 3, I believe, that are going on right now that anybody can get tickets for. Just hop onto my website. Right on the banner for the regatta, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see the 3 raffle items. I've got a beautiful Ray Mason Disney Nautilus model kit, completely new, unassembled, exceptionally rare, exceptionally beautiful, that you can bid on. I think we've sold well over 100 tickets for that one already so far. All of those proceeds go to the American Cancer Society. That was donated by Ed Tortle, and Ed also donated Los Angeles kit from the Scale Shipyard. That one needs just a few things to get it fully completed, but that will have all the proceeds donated to rescueme.org, and that is basically going to help animals rehomed. And then the third one is a Thunder Tiger Neptune, and that is going to go to help sponsor the event and future events that are going to be going on. And that is a complete ready-to-run RC submarine that I personally upgraded with a better prop, bigger battery, better pump, and a brand new paint job in the steampunk style. If you want a unique boat that is a dream to operate, this is what you need to do. All the tickets, again, are available online and at the door at Subfest. So check it out. If you're not interested in it, but you know somebody that might, please pass the information on. This is vitally important, not only for the charities, but for the hobby as a whole, because we're trying to grow it, get more awareness and information out to people. So yeah, Subfest 2020 in Cahata, Georgia, September 18th to 20th. Would love to see you there. I think we've got about 15, well, no, probably more than that, 17 skippers signed up so far. So if everybody brings one or two, we're going to have a lot of boats there, a lot. The collective experience that we're going to have on site there is going to be astronomical. We're going to have a great time. We need to have you out and check it out for Subfest 2020. All right. Let's talk about what I've got going on in the shop here. Behind me, right there, you can see the Type 21. Had a failure of one of the ballast tanks during initial testing. It came apart at the seam. I basically had to pull that ballast tank, re-weld it, and we're in the process of getting it back in. But that's done. That entire boat is going to be fully functional from a mechanical and electrical perspective and ready for foam installation and shortly thereafter trimming in the pool. I will have a video up very shortly going into all the functions of the boat, everything that it does, and getting it all queued up for the water. So Marcel, if you're watching, again, thank you for your patience. This particular albatross will be coming off my neck. I promise you will have this boat and you will absolutely love it. So that is going on right now. I have also a beautiful, hey, let's go for a walk. This is going to be a little more complicated because I got to carry a laptop now. R-class submarine. And this was originally put together by a gentleman by the name of Steve Neal out of California. And it's an OTW kit. Here's a cylinder right here. I just had the battery out because I was getting it all charged up. I modified it so that the lithium polymer battery will actually fit in that stern section, rather than running it in the wet as it was before. I did some upgrades on it. I reworked the rigging, I reworked the linkages, I reworked the trim, I reworked the connections and drive chain and linkage connectors there, so they're all magnetic. This is all done. It's trimmed. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is ready for the pond. Hopefully within the next 7 days, we'll have video of this project up as well. Pretty excited. I'm going to have that coming to Cahata, Georgia for Subfest as well. Here's that Type 21. There's the repairs to the ballast tank underway there. There's our snorkel intake for our ballast system, forward ballast tank, forward electronics compartment, linkages, bow thrusters, retractable bow planes, functional torpedo tube doors. That's a pretty cool shot right there. Look at that. Neat stuff. I'm also working on a static display model of the Disney Nautilus. This is a Nautilus kit that we offer at the Nautilus dry docks, our namesake. This one's going to have a lot of really cool additional features, an operational propeller with motor right there, and a fully detailed salon interior. You can see there, you'll be able to look at that through the windows, like that, looking inside. So that's going on. Got a lot of upgrades for this kit that are going to be coming out, including a scale squid right there. So that is going to be pretty cool. You guys may have been teased with some upcoming 3D files that I've been working on before, and this is the result. This is a 1/144 scale Russian Typhoon class submarine. It's about 4 feet long, about 6 inches in beam. This is the prototype unit that I'm using to ensure perfect fitment of all of the pieces and easy installation of all of the running gear. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous boat. This was done in conjunction with a talented individual out of Canada by the name of Randy. He did the base 3D files and I modified them. It's going to have operational missile hatches. You can see those right there, all separated out and ready for installation. Those 3D files will probably be ready, I'm going to say, within the next 1 to 2 weeks. I'll have it out. I need to finish this up and paint it and finish up the video instructions, because I have found that having video instructions makes people such as yourself more comfortable with the idea of delving into the world of RC submarines if you have something that you can follow step by step. So I'm taking the time to do that with this particular model so that you can feel good about building it. I would love to see a fleet of these boats out at the pond all across the world. That would be pretty cool. What else do we have? I did a battery pack up for a customer. I'm going to have a video of this particular procedure posted up within the next 24 to 48 hours. And this is basically a nickel metal hydride battery, 12 volt, 5 amp hour capacity. And I needed to waterproof it and use some heavy duty heat shrink around it. You can see it's really thick. It's like a 1/16 of an inch thick. And use some plastic bulkheads, some RTV sealant, and this is now 100% waterproof and ready for installation in the submarine. This is going in a 96 scale Seawolf, if I remember correctly. But like I said, have a video step-by-step on how to waterproof batteries like this so that you can follow along and do it yourself if you would like to do so. All right. An interesting thing, and this came up at Dive Tribe no more than an hour ago, the illustrious David Merriman III made an excellent point. If moisture by some reason or way gets into the battery pack, you're going to end up with corrosion that you are unable to rectify. What you can actually do, and I'm kind of stoked to try this, is run the individual C cells of a nickel metal hydride or nickel cadmium battery pack in the wet without waterproofing. Let me repeat. You can run the individual cells of these battery packs in the wet without waterproofing. The individual cells are, by their nature, already sealed. Water that is not pure will allow conductivity between the poles of the battery, and you're going to end up with corrosion on the positive battery terminals, but not to a significant degree. So provided you do post-run maintenance on the batteries, there's no reason that you should not be able to run these in the wet. Simply dry them out, clean them off, and you'll be good to go next time. I'm tempted to do that for my next build. Let's see what they have to say. Okay, watch for that video. All right, now would be a good time for me to go back and take a look at some of the comments we've got going on here. Mr. Noon, hey, did you manage to put the plaques up yet? I have them sitting on my desk. I'm trying to figure out what to do with them. So we'll put together some laser etched plaques, Nautilus dry dock plaques. And he took the initiative to take my logo, laser etch them, and he sent them to me for free. More of you should do this. This would be awesome. But he sent them to me in a couple of different sizes. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with them. I gotta make sure that they've got the appropriate level of highlightedness so that we make sure that they're used to their maximum potential. So big shout out to Will for everything that he did for me. Those plaques will be put in some place exceptionally important and relevant and visible. Thank you very much. All right. Will you be going live at times during Subfest? You will see Subfest from beginning to end if I have my way. And that includes pre-Subfest videos and talks with myself and my son driving to the location. It's a 10-hour drive. We'll give you some of our thoughts about the event, some of the setup footage, initial footage. We'll have highlights from the races, from the competitions. We'll do some spontaneous interviews with some of the attendees. And this will be a combination of recorded and uploaded videos that you'll see on my YouTube channel, and live videos that you'll also be able to spot and take a look at later. So my plan is to make sure that we share the information and awesomeness of Subfest with the entire world to the best of our abilities for everybody who for a number of reasons may not be able to attend this year. This year we'll cut you a break. COVID obviously makes things a little bit difficult, but there's no excuse for next year. Everybody needs to be there. I want to see everybody at Subfest next year. All right. Video, show us the raffle prizes. Can I show you the raffle prizes? What do I have going on here? Well, the cylinders are on their way to me. They're going to be delivered in about 3 days. We're giving away 2 brand new MSD cylinders. I've got pictures of the raffle prizes, the model kits, because Ed has those up in New York and he's going to bring them down. So I don't have them, or else I would show them to you. So that's not going to work. I got the video of the Thunder Tiger uploaded, so you guys can watch that. That's on my channel, Thunder Tiger Upgrade Dealy. If you go on my website, go to the regatta link up at the top under resources at Submarine Regatta, or the gargantuan huge banner on the front page of my website for Subfest. You can click on that too. But if you follow that link, there's all of the information and photos for the prizes, and you can take a look at them there. I am 14. This is a cool hobby, but it is very expensive. Yeah, it is. We've gone into this before. Not much that we can do about it. You know, it's kind of like saying, you know, hey man, that Lamborghini is cool, but it's really, really expensive. Yeah, it is. I mean, that's just kind of the way it is. It's a Lamborghini. I mean, you know, it's an RC Submarine. I don't know what to tell you, dude. There's things that you can do to mitigate it, but you're going to be spending money. You know, I've had some people push back on me and say, oh, I built my first submarine for 3 nickels and a piece of chewing gum. Well, you know, that's fine. It probably worked out for you, and it probably took 3 or 4 years and many attempts, and probably doesn't work that good, but yeah, you did. This is just a fact that you need to live with when it comes to this hobby. And I don't mean to be mean. I just need you to make sure that you understand the reality of the situation. Not only is it expensive, it's hard. You need to understand the fundamental principles of electronics, of soldering, of buoyancy, of hydrodynamics, fabrication. You know, all of these are core skills that you need to have in place, or have the patience and skill set to learn them as you go. So not going to sugarcoat it. It's expensive and it's hard, but my gosh, is it ever fun. All right. Let's see here. What else do we got here? Whoa. Holy man, I scrolled all the way. There we go. Flatbed. Someone asking about flatbed. I showed that to you before. So hey, here's the reality of my situation. And I talked about this at Dive Tribe. The Nautilus dry docks at its core provides, you know, parts, kits, components, information, resources, consulting for the RC submarine hobby as a whole. That's me. That's what I do. That's my core business, my mission in life. Peripheral to that, on the side to that, I do build-ups for people. All right. Unfortunately, as the Nautilus dry docks has grown, my ability to help build submarines for people has decreased because I've only got 24 hours in the day. And as it stands right now, I'm working from 4 a.m. in the morning until 7:30 at night. So starting to run out of hours in the day. What ended up happening with the flatbed project, and for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about for flatbed, that's the really cool utility submarine from James Cameron's movie The Abyss, one of my favorite shows, exceptionally underrated. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. It's pretty darned cool. I started building an RC model of that, and I've got the 3D printed bits and pieces over there waiting for my attention. And like many other projects, it got shelved because I needed to live with the reality of my situation and that I need to look after my customers first and my personal projects second. And this includes other projects like the James Bond Wet Nelly Lotus from The Spy Who Loved Me, and the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen Nautilus, which I also started and is sitting in my shelf in my study waiting for me to finish it. Customers come first and my projects come second. So what I basically decided to do is, after my existing queue is cleared up, I'm probably not going to accept customer commissions unless they want to pay me boatloads of money, like boatloads of money. And in exchange, I'll be able to work on projects that excite me. And in exchange, I can impart that information to you and excite you and get more people into the hobby so that you're not just looking at yet another German Type 7 buildup. And I said that wrong. The German Type 7 is a cool boat, don't get me wrong, but there's just lots of them out there. And I've done many, many of them before. I want to do something new and something cool. So that is what we are talking about. All right, so that was flatbed. Let's see here. Someone said double-sided tape should do. Don't remember what that pertained to, but what do we got going on here? I must be missing stuff. Tom's talking about sturgeon. I don't know where sturgeon came from. I don't know if I would consider that a good beginner project. If you're looking for a good beginner project, I highly recommend the former Small World models USS Blueback or the Russian Kilo in 1/96 scale, which are offered in my store. And the reason I recommend them, number one, they're a great size. Number two, they come complete with comprehensive instructions that were put together by the illustrious David Merriman that walks you through the process from beginning to end in illustrated and written format. So the last thing is that the stern section of those particular boats come completely pre-assembled. All of the control surfaces are already installed. You just literally bolt it on the back of the boat and it is done. All right. So that I highly recommend. Sturgeon is in the works. It's going to be later this year at the best. Dave is struggling just keeping up with my cylinder orders. I think I've got like 15 cylinders coming in from him in the next 3 days. So yeah, we got lots of stuff going on. Someone talked about Gato and Type 9. There's a few kits of Type 9. Engel makes one, although, hey, if anybody knows what happened to Engel, they've like completely dropped off the radar. They're not responding to emails. They got nothing in stock. I've reached out to Gregor. He's not getting back to me either. I don't know what's going on. If you know him, if you can get a hold of him to tell him, hey, man, Bob wants to talk to him. Let's get Engel products going. Let me know what I can do to help because they have cool stuff. The Engel Typhoon is like one of my favorite submarines, like ever. But they do a Type 9 model kit. Revell of Germany does that little Type 9 model kit. I had a couple of those on my auction, like silent auction, a little while ago that Craig O'Neill put together. They were absolutely gorgeous. Gato is another beautiful boat, but nobody's making it anymore, and I'm super surprised at that because it's a cool boat, has an awesome silhouette, it's a decent performer, and historically it has a lot of significance. Engel used to do it, but they stopped production on it and haven't done it for years and years. So yeah, man, we need a Gato kit, like post haste. Torpedo kits. Development of the torpedo kits have been suspended again because I need to concentrate on fulfilling existing customer orders. I am one person now, two people. I got Jason Butterfield, whom I've hired, and he's working in the shop with me, helping to fulfill orders. But I can't focus on the torpedoes, and everybody needs to understand that they are not as easy as it sounds. And if you are in the position where you just want to buy a kit and install it, I don't think that mentality is conducive to me being excited about giving you torpedo kit. Especially the gas ones are exceptionally dangerous. If you do an improper fill procedure, if you mishandle the weapons, if you goof around with the weapons, they can literally explode and drive frozen shards of resin into your body. Or, hey, even better, the bodies of people around you, and I'm sure they would not sue you at all for that. It's a big deal. And everybody is just like, well, why can't I have torpedoes? They're submarines. Making torpedo kits is a big deal, particularly a big deal for a vendor, because there's a high degree of liability that comes on. I'm not going to half-ass it. You're just going to need to be patient. I urge you to build one yourself if you really need to have torpedoes. I put out numerous videos on my channel about how I've done them in the past, and all of those materials are readily available to you, as is the information, so you have no excuses not to do it yourself. All right. Let's see here. What do we got? Man, you guys are very talkative today for 39 people. 1/72 Gato, is that able to become RC? Absolutely. It's a great size. It takes our 250 MSD sub driver kit. Performs absolutely beautifully. I can put together a control kit for you for about $1,000, and that would be everything that needs to go into the boat. Let's see here. Skipjack. Yeah, David talked about Skipjack being one of the best RC submarine kits for a beginner, and we have released the fitting kit for that. So that includes all of the RC conversion pieces. So we've got the resin dive planes for that, all of the bulkheads, the fairwater plane actuators, all of that are now available for it. And I think the conversion kit for that particular boat is like $1,100, and that's everything that you need. Can you make the 3D printing files for one? What was Floyd talking about? I will have a look. Gato and Type 9. I don't have them floating around in my hard drive. They would need to be made, and I don't know if you understand the amount of work that goes into making them, but it is substantial. We'll work on it. Randy is actually I'm close to being convinced to start work on a Gato. All right. Hey, Drew, the Junkyard Nautilus. Hey, for those of you that want an interesting story, I have a blog article on my website. So go to the blog section and type in the Tale of the Junkyard Nautilus. Drew passed that back to me and then shipped that all the way from, gosh, it was Canada down to Florida. And, my dad shipped it to me in a 24-inch diameter sonotube. Check that out. It's pretty cool. All right. All right. I think I caught up. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody in there. Edmonton. Yeah. Old stomping ground. For those of you who don't know, I'm Canadian. I have my green card. I am here legitimately in the United States until something changes in the political system and they kick me out. All right. How many hours in general to make up the CAD files for a particular model? Depends on the model. Modern nuclear submarines are basically tubes with cones on either end, so they are significantly easier than something like, say, Typhoon, which has a lot of compound curves and things like that going on in the stern section of the boat. So you start thinking about something like a Gato. You know, you've got all of these compound curves and everything going in. That makes it exceptionally interesting as well. So it takes hundreds of hours to do. All right. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to be back in 1 minute. All right. Whew. No, you didn't lose very many people. Yay. Sorry about that. Got some craziness going on at the house here right now. Drank too much at Dive Tribe. I should have a nice glass of scotch to make the time go faster. All right. What a man, you guys are like talking. This is awesome. Whoa. You want to steal my car. All right. No. I'll just let you guys talk. You don't need me. You can entertain yourselves. That's good stuff. All right. I don't even remember what the heck I was talking about. Oh, it's 3D files. Yeah, it takes a lot of work to do it. I've been lucky though in that actually a couple of people have kind of donated their time and talents to creating more of those 3D files. And I've talked about them before, and I don't need to go into this again. The whole reason that I created that section of my site for the 3D files was to try and make it more cost effective for people to get into the hobby. So instead of paying $500 or $600, you know, if you've got a printer, you've spent 50 plus the filament, so maybe an extra 20, all right, or 30. Depends on the size of the boat. But at any rate, it helps a lot. All right. Pilot's license. You want to know how I'm doing with my pilot's license? For those of you who don't know, I'm getting my pilot's license. I'm pretty stoked. So the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, jerking me around a little bit with my medical clearance because of my past history with cancer. And so I need to fly to Houston to get clearance from my doctor to prove to them that I don't have cancer anymore, and then they'll let me get my certificate. But in the meantime, my flight instructors are keeping me going. I just can't do my solo flights until I get my medical certificate. But just in case any of you care, I am progressing well. I am into stage 2 of a 3-stage process, 1 being the biggest and 2 and 3 being much shorter, which is cross-country flights. So last Monday I flew from Naples, Florida, up the coast about half an hour to Venice, Florida. Did what they call touch and goes, which is where you land on the runway and then take off right away. And then I flew back home. And on Monday, I will be flying from here to a wonderful little place called Pahokee. And I'd never heard of it before either, so don't feel bad. And back again, and that's like a 40-minute flight from here. Hopefully I'll be getting my medical clearance so I can take off again. David wants to know if I'm planning airdrops. You know, I'm not, but what I am actually kind of stoked about is the idea of opening up my ability to travel more to things like subregattas and you know, to meet customers, to meet with vendors, and you know, all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to make sure that I get my money's worth out of this investment. Do you sell the drivers for the Revell subs as well as as the conversion kits? Oh, excuse me. So yes and no, like not all Revell kits, but for the Type 7, the Type 9, for the Mobius kits, the skipjack, for the Seaview. For some reason, I've had lots of people get Seaview stuff lately. The one, I think it's 1/128th scale Seaview model kit. As it stands right now, the only fittings kits that we are currently offering are for the skipjack kit. But as I've said many times, they are not absolutely necessary for the conversion. They just make it easier. So if you wanted to convert any of those plastic model kits, it means basically you take the plastic parts and you'll need to convert them for practical application versus just being able to buy them and kind of plug them in. All right. So yeah, there you go. So we do absolutely the Type 7, the Type 9, the skipjack, the 1/144 scale Seawolf, and the Seaview. But I mean, we can make something for almost anything. Almost anything. Don't talk to me about baby subs. Those are just like a royal pain in the butt. But if you got like a 3 or 4 foot boat, yeah, we can hook you up. Not a problem. Frank Pace 54 asked about the regatta in Georgia. I spent about the first like 10 minutes going on and on and on about the regatta. Once we're all done, this is going to like get queued up and loaded up, and you can like shoot back to the beginning, and I've got like the big splurge, and you can talk about it. But to sum it all up, Cohutta, Georgia, September 18th to 20th. Buy your tickets online at thenautilusdrydocks.com. Hope to see you there. There you go. German Devilfish sub, you're talking about the Type 7. Yeah, lots of those out there. The ARC model kit is a huge seller. We got lots of those in stock. Got a bunch of cylinders coming in for those that take our 250, 300, 250 sub drivers, MSD sub drivers in those particular boats. Hulls available for 1/48 scale Gulf class. You're talking pretty specific boats. Now, there was a gentleman out of Germany, Lazar Kirschman, I think was doing one of those kits. So I don't really offer them anymore, but you could take a look. He's on Facebook. And he also posts on, I think, on my forums, forum.rc-sub.com. All right. Plans to convert the 1/144th British Astute using the Seawolf cylinder. Hey, if it'll fit, yeah. That Astute kit is pretty cool. I took a look at one. I got one of the conversion kits from, who the heck was it? From someone. I'm tired. I apologize. Anyhow, that's a cool kit. The Trumpeter Astute kits. I love the Astute. You know, in general, I would say the British and the Russians have some of the coolest looking submarines, and they actually have, you know, for a long time. That's my personal opinion, and I don't have anything against Americans or American boats, but they're kind of boring, cosmetically speaking. But I mean, you just take a look at something like Typhoon, where it's just like, look at me, I'm awesome, and yeah, it is pretty awesome. All right. No, it wasn't Norbert, David. It was, it's going to come to me at like 2 a.m. in the middle of the night. All right. We got 15 minutes left. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that we have a hard end to our 1 hour discussions. That's going to take place at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And now would be your time if you have any questions or comments, if you have any news or that kind of thing that you want to share or have me share. Now would be a good time to do it. You don't want to see me dance, David. Hey, fun fact, for those of you that care, I spent 18 years from kindergarten through to, well, after I graduated high school, I was a semi-professional Ukrainian dancer. That will come up on Nautilus Dry Docks Trivia in the future for big prizes. All right. Wait for the Vanguard. Matthew, I don't know if that's a question or a statement. It's heavy. It's like 8 pounds. I don't know. Is that a question? Will the Junkyard Nautilus make an appearance on your channel? No, it won't, because that found a new home years and years ago. I am, for those of you who know me, a massive fan of the Disney Nautilus, and as such, I'm kind of connected, you know, to the Nautilus community, so to speak. And lots of people reach out to me, you know, for my videos and the products that I sell and the forums that I frequent and that kind of thing. So, you know, when subs come available, typically reach out to me first. And when people are looking for subs, they usually reach out to me first. So, you know, someone had seen that Junkyard Nautilus and was just like, you know what, I would love to get my hands on that. What can we make happen? So there you go. Which, by the way, the Nautilus is my favorite submarine of all time, bar none. I want a Ray Mason Nautilus. So, assuming you've already bought your raffle tickets to the Ray Mason Nautilus from the Subfest raffle, If not, you need to make sure that you do. It's on the regatta page of my website at nautilusdrydocks.com. If you go into resources, regatta, scroll down, Mason Nautilus, buy your tickets. I think they're $10 a piece, and get your tickets. And yeah. When are you planning to do the ARC Model Type 7 build blog? That will be starting immediately after that. So well, let me be realistic here. 3-4 weeks is probably when it's going to end up started. Only, again, because of like my travel to Houston and everything else that I got going on. But we'll get this finished, get the Type 7 ARC model on the bench, and that is going to be utilizing our new 250-300 250 MSD subdriver. And that'll go into, it's going to have a lot of extra features in it too. I believe that one's queued up for LED lights as well as a sound system. So those will be optional. Obviously, you don't have to install those, but you can follow along step by step. It'll be similar to the other build blogs that I've done in the past. There'll be like 5 or 6 or 7 individual videos broken down section by section, and you can just kind of follow along as I go. As I finish them, I'll post them up. So hopefully there's not too big of a delay. Once it hits the bench, it'll go quick. Yeah, you just got to get her going. All right, 10 minutes left. Giving you the countdown. I'm ready for bed. And I know Matthew is ready for bed. Matt Beck with Beck's Model Marine. Hey, a little shout out to Matt. For those of you know, we're talking a little bit about the idea of us working together, and I'm going to hope to bring some of his products here to North America. They got some pretty cool boats coming, and you're going to see those showing up on my website. I'll be doing video reviews once I get the first batch of inventory out here. And they were the old Shearline boats. And for those of you who don't know, they were really, really detailed models. I've got currently here actually a Shearline Trafalgar that I am finishing up for a customer in my free time. And I'll have a video of that, so you'll have a chance to take a look at it. They're big boats, typically fairly large. You're talking like 5-6 inch diameter boats that are going to be 5 feet long. All right. So for those of you who like big boats with a great level of detail and pretty unique subjects as well, I think you'll like them. I think it'll be a good thing. All right. Starting to lose my voice because I just did Dive Tribe before, so I've been talking straight for 2 hours, which is a lot for me. All right, I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. Any last comments or questions? But if nothing queues up, we can cut you guys loose early. Or if you have a very pervasive and fascinating subject to discuss, then we can do so in the next 10 minutes. Oh, you want to get rid of me? He's like, you're done. Tap out, dude. You're old. You've lost it. You're welcome, Michael. I've told you guys time and again, obviously I don't get paid for making videos, like this. And then while I do vlog some of my products, the main mission of the Nautilus Dry Docks is to grow the hobby, because I feel strongly that sales come as a natural result of putting positive energy out into the universe. So if we can, myself and the other talented individuals that I work with can push this information out and get more people interested, it's only good for everybody else, because it's going to bring more vendors, it's going to bring more products, it's going to bring cheaper prices, it's going to bring innovation. It's pretty exciting stuff, and most of that is talking about submarines and pushing this information out to everybody, so that it is not such a massive, crazy, scary, confusing thing to try and tackle. There's a saying that we ran into at my old employer, Vermeer Manufacturing. It was one that they like to say, and as corny as it is, it actually resonates. And I can relate to this specifically from my very first RC submarine project, which took like 2 years to build. All right. And that is, how do you eat an elephant? How do you eat an elephant? And the answer is 1 bite at a time. So you can do it. You just got to do it in small bites, digestible pieces. And there's the very same thing with building an RC submarine. You take a look at that elephant and you say, oh my God, there's no way that I can eat that thing. But when you start breaking it down into small projects, you can make little wins that will motivate you to keep on going. So there you go. Words of wisdom from the RC sub guy. All right. Elephant 1 bite at cut you loose. I'm ready for bed. 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's bedtime. Got an early AM workout. Keep this old body firing on all cylinders. Thank you, everybody, for joining me yet again. I appreciate all of you for joining me. To all my customers, thank you for your support. For all of you who haven't bought from me yet, thank you for everything that you will buy in the future. All right. Have a great night. Again, this is Bob Martin, the RC sub guy with the NautilusDryDocks.com. We will catch you next time.